the trailer came out.
I can milk you.
The general consensus I'm seeing online is that people seem to dig the trailer, and I'm over here saying,
Why?
I'm kidding. It's a joke. I'm kidding. If you're into it, that's totally cool. I'm not the type to scream in someone's comment section over a difference of opinion, unlike some of you. But this channel just so happens to be my little slice of the internet, so I'm gonna do my thing here. I also think I'm not alone in feeling the way I do about this trailer. By adding a dislike counter extension to your browser, you can kind of get some sort of idea of where the audience is on this trailer. Thank you so much, YouTube, for removing the dislike counter. Very cool and very helpful. Just remember, they did that for small creators like me and not multi-billion-dollar corporations. Realistically though, the reaction is a little more like this. I don't exactly have high hopes for this project. I wouldn't really mind being proven wrong though. Maybe it's because
I just naturally have a negative personality!
I think the sets and the atmosphere look really good, but at its core, I don't think this series should get the live action treatment. I don't think it's gonna translate well to live action, and I really don't even think it's necessary. And honestly, I'm sure I'm gonna get some shit for my opinion here, but I don't really care. A few things to get out of the way. First and foremost, I should have made this more clear in my last video, but I fully intend on giving the show a chance, and if I'm completely blown away and proven wrong, I am happy to admit that. Maybe it'll be the best live action adaptation. But hey, I doubt it. Maybe like this commenter said, it'll be better. It'll be better than the anime. I do know that Oda's involved in the project, and I do think that's excellent, but you also need to keep in mind how production works. Just because your favorite director is involved with a film doesn't instantly imply that it's going to be perfect. Your favorite director or showrunner wants to make what they want to make, but the studios with all the money, they're the ones who really call the shots. Plus, the letter Oda wrote to the fan base kinda says this whole idea in a very polite and public relations-y kind of way. Though, being fair, he does sound pretty optimistic about this adaptation. It would take a pretty massive set of balls to come out and say that this thing's gonna suck, you know, before it even comes out. I understand when adapting manga or anime, you need to make some changes in order to make things work. Some characters just don't translate to live action.
You're spite! Cowboy! I have a job for you! Ew.
For better or for worse, trailers are rarely an indication of the final product. And I'm not only talking about overall quality, I'm talking about story too. For example, the trailer for the movie Hereditary, it looked like it was going to be a movie about a creepy kid getting possessed. If you've actually seen Hereditary, you know that is absolutely not the case. Lastly, we only have a 90-second trailer. It's way too early to say anything definitively. People who are coming out here saying it's doomed could be completely wrong, in the same way that people who are saying it's going to be the best could also be completely wrong. I don't know why I'm bothering to try and speak about this rationally. It's not like the people who are coming in here to dogpile me in the comment section are even gonna watch this video, just like the last one. You know, the video where I was making the point that you shouldn't just believe everything you read on the internet and people had to say, oh, that article is not true. Yeah, that was kind of the point of the video. I still don't think it's gonna be very good. As I was putting my thoughts together for this video, I made an interesting discovery, and I feel like this is not being discussed nearly enough. The Netflix One Piece adaptation is being handled by Tomorrow Studios and executive produced by Marty Adelstein. I don't know. Those names don't ring a bell? Well, Tomorrow Studios is responsible for the Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, and Marty was the executive producer on that project as well.
Hi, I'm a Red Flag. Nice to meet you.
Sounds to me like blackmail.
You're damn right it is, because, Chad, you are black and you are male. Huh?
Just thought I should mention that here.
Hey, fuck you.
When talking about things that aren't so great about the trailer, the obvious stuff is there, right? Usopp's nose, or lack thereof, Sanji's curly eyebrows, or lack thereof. I really do think in a series where there's a stretchy rubber boy, a giant sea monster, a clown that divides up his body, and a man who's made out of smoke, putting a weird eyebrow on someone really isn't, you know, reality breaking, but that's just me. Honestly though, and I mentioned this in my last video regarding the whole sandal debacle, I'm not getting too mad about that sort of thing. But what does stand out to me is that the actors look the part, but they don't really feel the part. The characters feel different, especially Luffy. Luffy is jovial, he's full of childlike wonder. I was immediately hooked by the joy and charisma Luffy exhibits in the anime and manga. There just isn't the same sort of charisma, at least coming out of this trailer. I could be proven completely wrong in the actual series. The scene that really stood out to me the most in the trailer was the little quippy back and forth between Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. I'm definitely not the first person to make this comment, but that exchange came off as feeling very Marvel to me, which is a pretty big turnoff, honestly.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew.
Not a crew.
We're a team.
Oh, no, we're not a team.
We're not a team.
I love One Piece for how unique it is. There is no reason to scrub that charm and wackiness out of the series. That's what makes it great. Everything in this little exchange feels like Guardians of the Galaxy. Ooh, we're a quirky team, but don't call us a team. We work great together, but we're not a team. And wouldn't you be shocked if by the time they get to Log Town, they pay off the recurring joke of we're not a crew by exclaiming that they're a crew? That would be so wild and unexpected. It's the MCU syndrome. And I can't even specifically fault these guys for it because so many people are trying to catch that lightning in a bottle and make their own cinematic universe. But as a result, everything that borders on action and comedy is starting to sound the same. Sensing some tension among the crew just doesn't feel like something Luffy would say. Honestly, this is probably how the scene would have gone down.
Careful with that.
I don't work for you.
People online who are saying that they made Luffy too smart are kind of missing the mark too. Luffy is not book smart. I don't think that's up for grabs, but he is emotionally intelligent. He might be one of the most perceptive of emotions and what people are feeling in the series. Yeah, he can be crass at times, but when it comes down to it, he really does know how to read people. Luffy laughs when Zoro and Sanji fight and yell at each other, not because he's an idiot, but because he's emotionally mature enough to know that's how Zoro and Sanji express their brotherly love to one another. And I do also want to make it clear here, the actors outside of the show seem very charming. They seem to have a good chemistry together and they seem like good choices. But the best actors in the world still have to live within the bounds of the script. In terms of the production, I love the care and effort put into the set design. It is super cool. But to me, this could become a major issue for them too. The sets are so beautiful, it would really be a bummer if the backgrounds were the redeeming quality of this series. The stuff in the foreground kinda matters too. The CGI is questionable at best. I do think the Sea King looks pretty damn cool, honestly, but the Gum Gum pistol attack looks
Not good.
I don't know, it just kind of looks like a log. And what's worse is that scene is happening at nighttime. They did a Game of Thrones special and tried to hide the CGI and it still kind of looks fucky. So imagine what that's gonna look like in broad daylight. And of course, this is a short trailer, but they didn't show Arlong or Hachi or any of the fishmen or Smoker. I wonder why that is. With their speculated budget of around $150 million divided up among 8 episodes, all of those massive sets, the CGI department probably doesn't have a tremendous budget. The thought of characters who likely need to be heavily CGI'd is slightly alarming to me. What do you think the odds are that all the Arlong Park fighting sequences take place at night? You know, because fishmen and CGI. Just like the Battle of Winterfell. We all know how that series turned out.
How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great.
I truly believe filmmakers don't go out there saying, hey, let's make a piece of shit today. It's usually the studio interference that's the issue. And Netflix doesn't exactly have a shining track record, nor does Tomorrow Studios.
We have to find Villaggio before he does spooky bad things.
I genuinely hope this series performs better than some people are expecting. I hope it does introduce people to One Piece. And honestly, by the looks of this, it does seem like this is being made for those who think the anime is too long, didn't watch. I'll be watching it with an open mind, but I also wanted to share my opinion with you guys. I'm sure some of you don't need the invitation to write a thesis in my comments below. I'm looking forward to reading them. So until the next video, ahoy. P.S. Buggy lives in a society.